Unfortunately, we start with this scathing new report released late yesterday. It's on the Uvalde school shooting, and the report says there was a systemic breakdown.
Yeah, it happens to be the most comprehensive yet. It's highlighting how many safeguards meant to protect students just simply failed.
A quote from the Texas Tribune was shared a lot overnight across social media. It really sums up the findings. In total, it says 376 law enforcement officers, a force larger than the garrison that defended the Alamo, descended upon the school in a chaotic, uncoordinated scene. The group was devoid of clear leadership, basic communications, and sufficient urgency to take down the gunman. And as we now know, 19 students were killed, 2 teachers as well. We've got the latest on that. And also, unfortunately, another mass shooting, this one inside an Indiana mall. NBC's Sam Brock leads us off on a Monday morning. He is in Uvalde for us. Sam, good morning.
Savannah, Hoda, good morning. Every time you think this couldn't get any worse, it does. That report talks about systemic failures. 3 unlocked doors on the exterior of the building. As you said, Savannah, nearly 400 law enforcement officers who were here that day, and Wi-Fi connectivity that was so poor some of the alerts to teachers were delayed. Now we're getting a look at body cam footage, horror inside of those hallways, and we have to warn you, the images are disturbing. For the first time, the public is getting a chilling picture of early moments inside Robb Elementary from police body camera footage.
Am I bleeding? Am I bleeding?
Early chaos and glimpses of calls to action.
We gotta get in there. We gotta get in there and just keep shooting.
That plea coming minutes after the massacre began. But that first interaction, the only time the officers are seen in the video physically confronting the gunman for well over an hour. At one point, Uvalde School District Police Chief Pete Arredondo seen trying to reason with the shooter.
Let me know if there's any kids in there or anything. This could be peaceful.
Arredondo, who's on administrative leave, maintains he was not the incident commander that day. This new footage released as the most comprehensive report to date conducted by the Texas House finds law enforcement, which ultimately reached 376 officers, didn't honor their most basic responsibility. The author's writing, they failed to prioritize saving the lives of innocent victims over their own safety.
Several officers in the hallway or in that building knew or should have known there was dying in that classroom, and they should have done more, acted with urgency.
Family members said they were hoping for more than a verbal dressing down.
But they're saying we already knew it. They were cowards.
Ultimately, some action was taken right away. The city's mayor announcing right before this meeting the acting chief of Uvalde's police department, Mariano Pargas, now on administrative leave. The report citing no evidence that any officer who did learn about 911 phone calls coming from inside rooms 111 and 112, including Pargas, acted on it to advocate shifting to an active shooter-style response. There are also windows into heroism.
Let's get these kids out of here. Let's get these kids out of here.
Students apparently being pulled out of the building. And this heartbreaking hallway exchange with Officer Ruben Ruiz right after the initial gunfire.
My wife's classroom.
Learning his wife, Eva Morales, a teacher, was shot and dying before his weapon was taken and he was removed for trying to engage the shooter, according to Texas DPS. The only teacher who did survive in those 2 rooms, Arnulfo Reyes, shot twice, believes Morales could have been saved.
If the law enforcement officers on scene would have allowed him to continue pursuing the gunman.
Yeah, she would have probably lived. And I think she's one of the ones that they had said that also bled to death.
All 11 of the students in his class didn't survive.
Sam, it's stunning, it's shocking, and there's also disturbing information revealed about the gunman's past, his history online, what he was known as in that community. Red flags galore.
All of it is shocking. Savannah, you go back to years, to his childhood, where there are reports that he was facing bullying and social isolation, and that according to this report, Savannah, he moved over to social media platforms and gaming as a way to sort of grow his identity, find a refuge from that. But it took a darker and darker turn. We're talking about on platforms like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Yubo. He was known within the gaming community and within those social media platforms as the school shooter up to a year before the massacre. So the warning signs were there. The question is,
is, why weren't people saying something? Why wasn't someone intervening? That also, Savannah, we know he said to an acquaintance he was saving for something big. He asked 2 people to buy him firearms at the age of 17. It did not work out, and then he bought those guns when he turned 18 years old. We know what happened after that.
Within days of his 18th birthday, Sam. Thank you very much.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Find your favorite recipes, celebrity interviews, uplifting stories, shop our favorite deals, and so much more with the Today app. Download it now.